Hello friends and welcome to Digimento. So let's continue our discussion on this topic. We were discussing about the environmental issues, the local, regional and global issues. So till yesterday we have completed the regional issues as well as the global issues. So we completed regional issues and global issues. Today we will be taking up the local issues. And also we will discuss about the climate change and its socio-economic and political dimensions. So this is what we will be discussing today. Okay. Now let's move on. But before that, this is our channel and please do subscribe to our channel if you have not yet subscribed to the channel. Also press the bell icon for getting notifications regarding the classes that we update. And if you are preparing for any of these examination, GATE, NTA, UGC, NET or PGT Computer Science, we are providing online courses. So you can avail our online courses, and for more details, you can visit our website www.digimento.com, or you can call to any of these numbers to get the details of the courses that we provide. Now, we were discussing about the issues related to environmental degradation or climate change related issues. So we discussed some of the global issues and regional issues also. Till now we have completed global and regional issues, and I already told you that some of the global issues like pollution we will be discussing later, because pollution itself is a topic mentioned in your syllabus. So pollution we will be discussing later in detail. Then we will be also discussing some of the regional issues that we left out yesterday. Now local issues. So local issues also we will cover today. Now let's quickly glance through what are the topics that we discussed till yesterday. Because this is another channel where I'm uploading the videos today, where I'm taking the live sessions today. So let us quickly see what are the global issues that we discuss. So global issues means those issues which are of international importance, and they are international in nature, and they also cause greatest damage to humanity and the environment. So these are some of the global issues that we have discussed till now. We discussed about what is ozone depletion, global warming, and along with global warming we discussed about greenhouse gases. Then we discussed about El Nino, acid rain, ocean acidification, and pollution. I told you that we will be discussing later. We will keep this topic aside. So we discussed other than pollution all the other global issues, major global issues. Then we discussed about the ozone depletion. So when we discussed about ozone depletion, I explained to you the concept of ozone formation, how 3 molecules of oxygen or O3 is formed, that is ozone. And we also saw what is the purpose of ozone in the stratosphere. The purpose is to protect the life on earth, and how it is done by absorbing the UV radiation, UV rays, ultraviolet rays. Now ozone in the troposphere, that is the lower layer of the atmosphere, it dirties the air and it helps to form the smog, which is not good for breathing. Okay. Now coming to the impacts, we also discussed about the impacts of ozone layer depletion. That is, it can cause direct damage to the genetic material or the DNA of animals and also the plants and human beings. It can also cause skin cancer, and UV light act on immune system, thereby the immunity of a person can also deteriorate. Okay. Then we discussed about the ozone formation, then how the change in equilibrium happens, and what is ozone hole, the concept of ozone hole, and how does the equilibrium change. That is, when the rate of destruction is more than the rate of construction or the rate of formation, it is called a change in equilibrium, unfavorable change in the equilibrium. Now these are the sources of pollutants, or these are the sources of ozone layer depletion, like the chlorofluorocarbons. We also have the nitrogen oxides, hydrobromofluorocarbons, methyl bromide, then sulfuric acid particles, then carbon tetrachloride, methyl chloroform, aerosols. So these are some of the ozone depleting materials. I also explained this figure to you. Then some facts. Then we came to global warming. What is global warming? It is the average increase in the temperature of atmosphere near the Earth's surface or troposphere. Then how it creates the changes or alterations in the climate patterns, then natural causes and human causes of global warming. Then we discussed about the greenhouse gases and how greenhouse gases emission causes global warming. Then we discussed what are the greenhouse gases, like the water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, fluorinated gases, black carbon, etc. Then we discussed about the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect, what is greenhouse effect? Then we discussed how does greenhouse gases helps in maintaining the balance of Earth's cooling and warming. But what happens is that when the rate of greenhouse gas emission increases, then this results into some adverse impact. Okay. Now we discussed about the process, like how does the Earth absorb the energy from sun, that is a solar energy, how it is reflected back and how it is re-emitted. All these things we have discussed. Okay, have a quick glance. I'm explaining everything because this is another channel where I'm taking the live classes today. But I just want to know if those students who were following my classes in the other channel, whether they are attending the classes here or not. Yuvaraj, hello. Neetu, yeah, hi Neetu. Neetu was attending my classes in the other channel, I remember. Vikrant, hi Vikrant. So if others also, like the other people who were attending my classes in the other channel, if you are watching the classes, can you send me a hi or something, just to make sure that you are attending the classes here also. So please send me a hi. I don't know whether you are given information regarding the classes will be taken in this channel today. So if you are attending the classes, please do send me a hi. Okay. Now we discussed about the impacts of global warming, like the rise in sea level, changes in rainfall patterns, increased likelihood of heat wave, flooding, hurricanes, melting of glaciers and ice caps, vanishing of animal populations due to habitat loss, spread of disease, bleaching of coral reefs and loss of phytoplankton. Okay. Then we discussed about El Nino and La Nina and the normal event also. We discussed how El Nino affects the Indian monsoon. So how it causes a negative impact on Indian monsoon and how La Nina causes a positive impact or sometimes a positive impact on Indian monsoon. So all these we have discussed. Vikrant has asked me, ma'am, today the channel name is different. Yeah, today the classes are taken in a different channel. So that's why I asked you, like whether those students who were attending my classes earlier in the other channel, whether they are attending here or not, just to make sure you are available here also, because I'm not sure whether you were given information regarding the same. I was informed like 1 hour before that classes will be taken here today, so that's why I asked you. Now okay, we discussed the 3 conditions, that is one condition is normal condition. Normally what happens? Second one is during the El Nino, and third one is during La Nina. What happens? Okay. So this is how the trade winds or the direction of the trade winds are changed during El Nino. So Vikrant is asking me, daily this channel or different channel. I'm not sure whether daily the classes will be here or in the other channel, because according to how the team informs me, I will be taking the classes. I'm not certain about whether it will be in this channel. I think you will be informed about it. Okay. Hi Sumati. I am little confused, like whether all the people who are attending the classes there, whether they are here or not. Like I don't see my regular students here. Sumati, I remember you. I also remember Neetu, Vikrant also, Yuvaraj. I think you attended my first class, but some other regular students are there. Like Atira is there. Then some others were there. So I don't see those people here. So if you are watching the classes, please do let me know that you are here, to make sure you are attending my classes. Okay. 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 Now we also discussed like the direction of trade winds and all that here. Then the effects of El Nino, like rising sea surface temperatures, how it weakens the trade winds, and how the monsoons in India are affected, and how it affects the crop productivity in India. Okay. Vikrant is asking me how many classes you are going to take daily. Daily I'll take one live session in which I will cover the unit 9 and 10 of your syllabus from paper 1. Also I will be every day I will be putting a small video also. Small video in the sense that like 10 to 15 minutes video which will cover one important current affair of that day. So that also I will be doing. Okay. Now we also discussed about acid rain. So acid rain, two important factors or two important components are sulfur, oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. And when the rainwaters, the pH of the rainwater is less than 5.6, it is classified as acid rain. Okay. And this is the cycle. Now it can be of two different types of deposition, that is, one is wet deposition, another one is dry deposition. Okay, dry deposition and wet deposition. Wet in the form of rainfall, snow, fog, mist, etc. Dry deposition in the form of smoke or dust. Sources, sulfur, the sources of sulfur oxides are volcanic eruption, decomposition of organic matter, burning of coal and petroleum products. Nitrogen sources are lightning, volcanic eruption, biological activity, etc. Okay, so you can just go through the impact also. We have already covered all this in detail. Just for your revision purpose, those who have already attended, and for those who are attending for the first time, you can just simply go through the slides. Vikrant is asking me which is my second paper. My second paper is economics. Okay. Now this is ocean acidification. When the water in the ocean pH is less than a particular value, then it is called ocean acidification. Yesterday we have discussed all these in detail. It is because of the uptake of carbon compounds. This is the major reason. So the most important reason is uptake of carbon compounds, but there are two other reasons also. One is acid rain. Another one is acid rain. Second one is eutrophication. So yesterday we have learned all these in detail. So I'm not going into the details. I think the videos are available in the other channel. You can watch them if you haven't. Okay. So acid rain and eutrophication. Now the impacts also we have discussed in detail. Now yesterday again we discussed about desertification, and we said that the other regional issues. So regional issues means which is particular to a particular region. So other regional issues like deforestation, reverse water pollution that flow across the national boundaries, and also air pollution. These three regional issues we will be taking up later because we need to in detail complete all these things in the syllabus. So we will be taking it up in detail. Yesterday we discussed about desertification. So this is the definition given by UNCCD, United Nations Convention on Combating Desertification. Okay, reasons: overgrazing, deforestation, farming practices, urbanization, climate change, natural disasters, wind and water erosions. The impacts also yesterday we discussed. You can go through that quickly. Okay. Then the local issues. So today we will come to the local issues, but again here in local issues we will not be taking up anything in detail. This is because in local issues, all these local issues, the problem is that all these local issues will be discussed in detail. So I will not take up any of them in detail today, but definitely we will take up now. If I discuss, then it will lead to duplication. So I will take it up everything together in detail when we discuss about pollution and all that. So and local issues means those issues which are confined within the national boundaries. So national boundary in our case means that within India. Therefore, these are issues which are very much specific to India. Not that these issues are not seen anywhere else. It can be seen otherwise also, but this is very much particular to India, and this is a kind of local issue. For example, exploitation of natural resources. The degree may be varying. Okay, then disposal of garbage. It is a very important issue which is concerned with the developing countries. For developed countries like US, Europe and all, you will not see that the garbage or the waste will not be seen in public places. But if you look into many cities and even villages of India, we will see disposal of garbage is a very big issue. So these are some issues which are particular to India. We will just see all of them but will not go into the details, as I said, to avoid any kind of duplication. When we discuss about the pollution and all that, we will see that. So let's see what are local issues. Local issues means those issues which are confined within the national boundaries. So these issues may not be seen everywhere in all countries, but it can be seen in other countries also. But largely this is seen as a national issue. Therefore, it's important for us also. Now, exploitation of natural resources. That is without considering the future needs. Over-exploitation of natural resources. It can be water. So, if over-exploitation of water happens, if we over-exploit water resources, especially the groundwater resources, what will happen? It will lead to drought-like conditions. Again, the quality of the soil will deteriorate. It can lead to desertification. Again, another one is exploitation of other natural resources like forest or forest vegetation. What will happen? Again, desertification or the climate change can happen. Again, imbalance of the ecosystem, biodiversity loss, man-animal conflict. So all these are some of the impacts. Another one is disposal of garbage, which is a very big issue in India. Especially in cities. I'm not telling that in villages it's not there, but especially in cities, especially those cities which are highly congested like metropolitan cities, etc., where the population density is very high. This is a major problem. We still do not have a proper mechanism for disposal of garbage, and this disposal of garbage, it comes within the responsibility of ULBs, that is urban local bodies, that is the municipalities and municipal corporations. Another problem is water scarcity, both groundwater scarcity as well as drinking water. So groundwater scarcity will adversely affect the agriculture, whereas drinking water scarcity, again, it has an impact on lives. Sewage system, another problem, especially in cities, this is seen. Now, groundwater pollution. This can be due to leaching, this can be due to pollutants, addition of pollutants, noise pollution, which is again very particular to cities in India. And again, another one is soil pollution. So all these are some of the local issues which can be seen in other countries as well, but we can say that these are some of the national issues that we face. So these are some of the local issues. We will discuss each of them in detail. Please don't worry about it. We will see what are the causes, what are the impacts, what are the factors responsible, everything we will see. And as I have told you, majority of the questions from Unit 9, it's from pollution. So we need to study pollution in much detail. Okay, so let's come to climate change and its socio-economic and political dimensions. Now, what is meant by socio-economic and political dimensions? Socio-economic and political dimensions means three dimensions of a problem. Social dimension, social, economic and political. Okay. Now, here we will be discussing what are the social, economic and political dimensions of climate change. Now, before that, can you tell me what are some of the social factors, or like when we say social dimension, what does it refer to? So, social dimensions refers to something related with the society. So, for example, social issues, we can say that atrocities against women, against children, poverty, all these are some of the social issues. So, climate change has its social impact, which is called the socio dimension or social dimension. The social impacts of climate change. Climate change can lead to poverty. This is one social impact of climate change. How? Because of agricultural deterioration or lesser productivity in agricultural sector, it can lead to poverty. Again, income level of many families will be lost. So all these are some of the social dimensions. Then again we have the economic dimension. Economic dimension means in terms of income, in terms of the money that we generate, in monetary terms, in terms of growth we can say. So economic dimension means in terms of growth. Now the political dimension is the policy making. So policy making dimension. This is the political dimension. Policies, schemes, government initiatives, etc. Now, climate change occurs when changes in Earth's climate system result in new weather patterns that last for at least a few decades. So, this is very important. Why? For example, suppose there is lesser monsoon received in one particular year. So this is just for 1 year. Can we say that it is climate change? No, it is not climate change. Suppose for example, okay, let's take an example. 2 years back there was a large scale destruction in the state of Kerala due to flood. So this flood was like after 1 century or something, the state of Kerala is experiencing a kind of flood. Next year it was not there. Now suppose this year also that flood is not there. So just because in 1 year we had a flood in a particular region, can we say that the climatic pattern of the region has changed? We cannot say that. Now climatic change or climate change occurs in a particular region when the climate pattern or the weather pattern of a particular region changes, and this change lasts for a few decades. Decade is 10 years. So for at least for a few decades, if this change consistently remains, we call it as climate change. Otherwise it's not a climate change. This has to be very clear. So climate change is when changes in the climatic system of the earth happens, and as a result of that new weather patterns emerge, and this lasts for a few decades, more than 10 years. Only then we can say climate change has happened. Otherwise, if there is a short term phenomenon, we cannot classify it as a climate change. Now climate change can be considered as an outcome of the prosperity and progress of the developed nations. Now this concept we have already explained. We have seen how the development and environment. So development and environment, how they are correlated with each other. So we have already seen that development and environment, and what is the correlation between both of these. So basically we have seen that when the rate of development increases, what will happen? The negative impact of development on the environment also increases. That is, when in terms of development we achieve something positive, in terms of environment we degrade, or the environmental degradation will increase. So a positive impact on development will have a negative impact on the environment, and in order to minimize the negative impact on environment due to development, we arrived at a new concept called sustainable development. So sustainable development has 3 angles. One is the economic angle. So again, this economic angle deals with growth and development of a country. Again, we have the ecological angle, which is dealing with the environment and environmental factors in a particular country. Then third, we have the social factors. This is because if you remember, we discussed about growth and development, and we said that growth is a quantitative concept which deals only with GDP, whereas development considers the social factors as well. Equality, then equal distribution of resources, all these are included in the social dimension. So basically, ecological factor deals with growth, social factor deals with development, and ecological factor deals with sustainability. So all these put together, growth, sustainability plus development, if these 3 factors are put together, it will lead to sustainable development. So that is why we have evolved this concept of sustainable development, which means that development which will have lesser impact, minimum impact on the environment, and also we have a caring attitude for the future generations. So this is called sustainable development. Now the climate change that we are experiencing now, this is a result of prosperity and the progress, that is the developmental activities undertaken by the developed nations, the industrialized nations in the past. So this is the socio-economic political dimension of the climate change. Now let's come to each of them. First one is the political dimensions. Here under the political dimensions, we have to discuss about all the international treaties and conventions for combating climate change. Now we will be discussing this in detail, because again in your syllabus, in the first class we discussed your syllabus in detail. In your syllabus, all the international treaties and conventions are given which are required for your examination. So we will be coming to that later in the series. So I am not going into all the international treaties and conventions. As I said, political dimension deals with all the policies, initiatives and schemes. It can be at the national level, it can be at the regional level, it can be also at the global level. So we will be discussing all the international treaties and all the international conventions in detail. Now second one is socio-economic dimensions. Again, under the socio-economic dimensions, we need to discuss about the causes, the effect or the impacts of various local, regional and global issues on human generation. So this is what we will be discussing. So this will be, we will be discussing under the socio-economic and political dimensions. I'm sorry. Okay. So this is what we will be discussing here. So we will be taking up all these things in different lectures. I will be going into all the details. So this unit, subtopic in this unit is over. So in this subtopic, we discussed about global issues, regional issues and local issues and their political, social and economic dimensions. So if you have any queries related to this particular subtopic or even related to your preparation or anything, you can ask me. Please raise your doubts and queries here now in the comment box, so that I can answer your questions and we will wind up the session today. So one basic question that you asked me is regarding which channel I'll be uploading the videos. So I will discuss it with the team and I'll make arrangements to inform you regarding in which channel I'll be uploading the videos. So don't worry about it. I'll make sure of that. So anything related to this particular subtopic or anything related with your preparation or anything related with the classes, you can raise the comments now or raise the questions now. No doubts? If you don't have any doubts also, please do mention that in the comments so that we will wind up. Vikrant is asking me which channel. Yeah, I will make arrangements to let you know about it, like to let you know about in which channel I'll be updating or putting the videos from tomorrow. So I'll make arrangements for that. Apart from that, anything else to be clarified? Okay, I will do one thing. I will also let you know in my Telegram channel also regarding which channel I'm putting the videos. Okay, that also I will do. I can do that. So this is my Telegram name, Joycey Joy Official. Joycey Joy Official. You can join my Telegram channel also. I will update there also, like on which channel I am putting the videos. So before the live itself, I will make arrangements for that also. And I will also discuss it with the teams also. The team, the Digimentor team also, to make arrangements for letting you know about the channel in which my videos will come. So anything else, I think we can wind up now if you don't have any further queries. So if you have anything, please do let me know. So this is my plan. So we have, this is the second subtopic that we have finished. First classes, the first few classes. First few classes we discussed about the syllabus and also we discussed about the pattern of examination and things like that. So this was the first class. First class means I think it was like 1 or 2 classes. Then we discussed the first subtopic. and now we have completed the second subtopic. So there are total 7 subtopics to be completed in your syllabus unit 9. So now we have completed till second subtopic. So 5 more subtopics to go, which we will be doing. Okay, each subtopic will take maybe 2 to 3 classes. So in maximum of 15 days we will finish all the 5 subtopics daily, like 40 to 45 minutes. Then finally, after completing all these 7 subtopics, we will take up the last 10 years previous year questions. Last 10 years previous year questions from unit 9. We will discuss that thoroughly, so that you will have an idea about the pattern of the questions being asked and then how to answer them and all that. We will do that. So this is my plan. So maximum in 20 days, in another 20 days, I will be finishing unit 9 of this net examination, NTA net. So unit 9 will be finished in maximum 20 days, and that too 40 to 45 minutes. Every day you have to dedicate only 40 to 45 minutes. Okay. So Vikrant is asking me whether I am teaching on Unacademy. No, I used to teach, but not now. I don't teach. Okay. So this is the plan. So I think we will wind up today. Anything else you can ask me now. I'll just wait for another 30 seconds or 1 minute. You can raise any questions. Like, okay. Lipika, hi Lipika. I was actually waiting for you people. Why did you come late? Is it because you were not aware about the session or something, Lipika? Okay, this is the third. Is this the third or second? Okay, this is the third. But the thing is that I have left the second one. In between, I missed the second subtopic. Actually, I did not cover the second and then I moved to the third one. That is the problem. Yes, this is a third subtopic. Yes, but second one we did not learn. So tomorrow I will take up the second subtopic. Okay. No, Lipika, it's okay. I think you are not knowing that the classes are in this channel. That's okay. So, yeah. So, I think we will wind up today. Every day, if you can dedicate like 40 to 45 minutes, I have already told you in the beginning, my classes will be sufficient. Also, if you can take the lecture notes, that will be very helpful for you to revise. And I'll also make arrangements to get this, provide you with the PPT. So don't worry about that also. But if you can write the lecture notes in your own language, that is better. Because, you know, whenever I had this practice, because whenever I attend some classes, they used to give me the class notes. But I had the practice of writing lecture notes. So that when I read my own notes, I get it better. That's why I write my own notes. So for revision purpose, I have felt that that is better. So you can also try that. Okay, and if you can dedicate like 40 to 45 minutes every day, like for the next 15 to 20 days for unit 9, I guarantee that you will not miss any of the questions. If possible, at least 90 to 95% of the questions you will be able to answer from unit 9. Lipika has commented, second, human and environment interaction. Yeah, so Neetu has asked me what is tomorrow's topic. Tomorrow we will be taking up the second subtopic, that is human and environment interaction. So this is what we will take up tomorrow. So in that we will be discussing about human and environment interaction. How does that happen? I will just tell you the subtopics. I will just see. Yeah, I will tell you the subtopics also. So under the human and environment interaction, we will be taking up positive interaction and negative interaction. So again, we will see what is an anthropogenic activity. Then we will see some of the anthropogenic activities, like as we said, today we have left with some, like, you know, exploitation of natural resources, disposal of garbage, water scarcity, sewage system, groundwater pollution, noise pollution, soil pollution. So all these topics we will take up individually, and our approach will be like, first we will discuss about the causes, then impact of the anthropogenic activities on environment, and we will see what are the impact on human beings. So each and every anthropogenic activity which has either a positive impact or a negative impact on the environment, which is important from your examination perspective. Almost 15 subtopics we will take up and we will learn each of them in detail. I will try to cover the topic tomorrow itself because this is a very small topic. Even if the video or the class goes up to like 1 hour or something, we will try to cover it tomorrow itself. If it goes beyond that, then definitely we will have to take one more class for that, but maximum I'll try to finish it tomorrow itself. Okay, so this is the plan for tomorrow. So we'll be taking up that topic. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay, I think you don't have any other questions or any other doubts, so let's wind up the session here. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care and be safe and take care of your close ones also. So bye-bye. Good night. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Hello friends and welcome to Digimento. So today we will be taking up this topic, human and environment interaction, anthropogenic activities and their impact on the environment. So this is the second subtopic which is mentioned in your syllabus. So we'll be taking how does the interaction between human beings and environment take place, and we will see what are the different anthropogenic activities which have an impact on the environment. So this is what we will be discussing today. Okay, so yeah, let's start. I hope you have all joined the classes. So let's start. But before that, this is our channel, and if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel, and also please press the bell icon for being notified about the new videos that we update. And we also provide online classes for GATE, NTA, UGC NET and PGT Computer Science. You can avail the online courses, and for more details you can visit our website www.digimento.com, or you can call to this number for getting more information about the courses that we provide. Okay, so let's begin. So if you are watching this classes, please do send me a hi or something in the chat box so that I'll be able to know who all have joined the classes. Yeah, hi Lipika, hi Nirja. Nirja, I didn't see you yesterday. What happened? I think you were not aware about the change in the channel, I think. So yesterday we missed you. Hi Neetu. So anybody else who are watching this class, send me a hi. So I think we will directly go to today's topic. So today we will be discussing about the interaction between human beings and the environment. How does the interaction take place? And we will also see what are the effects or what are the consequences of this interaction. So this is what we will be discussing today. Okay, so broadly we can classify the interactions between human beings and the environment as positive interactions and negative interactions. So positive and negative, these are the two broad classifications of interaction between the human beings and the environment. Okay, so let's first come to the positive interactions in brief, then we will discuss about the negative interactions in brief, then we will take up each of the consequence in detail. So let's start with the positive interactions. So basically positive interaction means that when human beings and the environment, so when the human beings and the environment interact with each other, this results into positive benefits for both of them. So these are called positive interactions. Now, the positive interaction of human beings towards the environment. So, with this positive interaction of human beings and environment, the advantages or the benefits for the environment is that it results into protection and sustainable development. So this is the result of positive interaction between human beings and environment. So when human beings interact with the environment in a positive manner, then this results into protection of environment, that is protection of the environment in which we live, and also sustainable development. If you remember, we have discussed about the concept of sustainable development in detail. So there are three factors which will lead to a sustainable development. The first one is the economic factors. The second one is the development factors, or we can say the development factors can also be said as social factors. Third one is ecological factors. Now let's see this. Now basically when we say the economic factor, it means the growth. Now we have seen what is growth, what is development, and what is sustainable development. So compared to growth, development is a broader concept. Now compared to development, sustainable development is a even broader concept. Why? Because it undertakes the ecology also. So it considers the factor ecology or the environment in which we live also. So economic advantage or economic benefit means in terms of growth or in terms of GDP. Whereas development means the growth combined with developmental factors, or we can rather say qualitative factors like for example, reduction in inequality, health, education, infrastructure. So this is called as development. So economical factors plus developmental factors or social factors. Why? Because when we combine growth with that of social factors can be education, health, sanitation, drinking water, infrastructure, quality of life, then what we call as status or like standard of living. So all these are the social factors. So when we combine the social factors with the growth factors or economic factors, we get development. And then sustainable development is a even broader concept. This is because we are combining ecological factors or the protection of environment along with that of the development. So can you tell me now what are the three components of sustainable development? One is growth, which is an economic factor. So growth, which is measured in terms of GDP. Then growth plus development, which is measured in terms of social factors or quality of life, development, plus ecological factors, that is environmental protection. So this is sustainable development. So when the human beings interact with the environment in a positive manner, this leads to protection of the environment and sustainable development. So here you must remember that when we say sustainable development, it is not just concerned about the environmental protection or with regard to environmental benefits. It is growth, development and environmental protection combined together. Okay. Now, in return, when the environment has a positive interaction with the human beings, the result is that the human beings will get the benefits of ecosystem services. So, ecosystem services means those services which are provided by the environment to the human beings. Can you tell me some of the services that the environment provides to the human beings? Can you tell me some examples of those services which are provided by environment to the human beings? So, Yuvraj has also joined the class. Hi Yuvraj. And Nirja, yeah, you were not aware. I'm really sorry. Even I got the information in the last minute, about like 1 hour before the class only. Even I was updated about the change in channel. I'm really sorry for that. Now, tell me, Nirja has commented rain, monsoons. Yes, rain, monsoon, some other ecosystem services like which you can connect it with your daily life. Water, sunlight, yes. Then the food we eat. What about the food we eat? Some of the medicines. Some medicines also we get from the environment. Oxygen, yes. The air we breathe. So we can connect everything with that of environment. Actually, we can say that we live in the mercy of the environment, because the air we breathe, if it stops, we cannot survive. The food that we take from the environment, it can be plants, it can be other animals. So everything. Okay, so there are a number of ecosystem services that the environment provide to us. And in short, we can say that the existence of the human beings and life on earth is dependent upon the environment. Okay, so yeah. So positive interaction between the human beings and environment means that this results into some positive benefits for both. It can be a protection and environmental sustainable development for the environment, and for human beings it is in the form of some of the ecosystem services that the environment provide for us. I hope you got it. This is very simple. I hope you got it. Now let's come to the negative interaction. So here we will be discussing how the interaction between human beings and environment can result into some negative consequences both for the environment and also for the human beings. So let us first talk about environment towards human beings. So when there is a negative interaction between environment and human beings, the result is that what is the result or the disadvantage for human beings? It will lead to various disasters and diseases. Can you tell me some of the disasters and diseases which are caused due to negative interaction between environment and human beings? Some disasters and diseases, not some, actually most of the disasters are as a result of anthropogenic activities, various negative interactions. Now can you tell me some of the examples of disasters as well as some of the diseases caused due to negative interaction between human beings and environment? Uttarakhand floods, very good example, and even the Assam floods. Then again, 2 years back there was a flood in Kerala. Again in Tamil Nadu there was a flood a few years back. Then some other disasters like drought. Then other examples are like hurricanes. Then if we can connect it with some of the recent examples, earthquakes, yeah. So yes, so many disasters, or we can say most of the disasters are a result of negative interaction between environment and human beings. Now can you tell me some examples of diseases? Almost all the zoonotic diseases are a result of a negative interaction between the environment and the human beings. Okay, zoonotic diseases. Now we already discussed what is zoonotic disease. A zoonotic disease means a disease which is transmitted from an animal to a human being. So those diseases which are transmitted from animals to human beings are called zoonotic diseases. So we will see that most of the diseases are these days zoonotic diseases. Most of the diseases, in the sense that most of the infectious diseases are zoonotic diseases, and I guess we also discussed about some of the examples of zoonotic disease. Even COVID-19 is considered to be a zoonotic disease. Other examples are Nipah virus. So all these are zoonotic diseases, and Nirja has given me the example of dengue. Yes, very good example. Can somebody else also come with some other examples of zoonotic diseases? Somebody else also, can someone tell me some other examples of zoonotic diseases? So these are all some of the examples. So when there is a negative interaction between human beings and the environment can be dangerous, or the environment can be of negative advantage to the human beings in the form of disasters and diseases. And even man-animal conflict can be considered as a disaster, or it is a threat, or it is a risk to the human life. Cholera, Ebola, yes, AIDS, Nipah. So yes, many examples. Okay. Now let's see, how does the human beings impact negatively the environment, or how does the human beings cause a negative impact on the environment? So various anthropogenic activities, this is what we have to learn in this subtopic today. So we will take it up in detail. So this is what we have to study today, various anthropogenic activities. Anthropogenic means human activities, human or man-made activities. So here we will be discussing how various anthropogenic activities result into negative consequence on the environment, and also we will be taking up the impact, the causes, and also some of the solutions also we will be discussing today in detail. Lipika has commented plague. Yes, these are all very good examples of some of the diseases as a result of negative interaction between the environment and the human beings. Okay, so let's move ahead. I hope this much is clear for you. We did not discuss any serious thing here. We were just discussing about the positive and the negative interactions between human beings and the environment. So just understand, it can be either positive or negative. But when it is negative, it harms both the environment as well as the human beings. It is not just that the environment is only affected, but it is also the human beings who will be affected due to it. Okay, understand that. Okay. Now, okay, let's see this also. Okay. Anthropogenic activities affects all spheres of life. So, what are the spheres of life? Atmosphere, in which we have the air, and lithosphere is the earth, and the hydrosphere, that is the water. And we have seen what is biosphere. Biosphere is the interaction of all these spheres, and this is where there is existence of life. So life exists in biosphere, and biosphere is where all the spheres like the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere meet and interact. So we can say that air, water and earth, these are the three components which ensures that there is life, and biosphere is the part of the earth in which there is life. Okay. Now so anthropogenic activities affect all spheres of life. What does it mean? It means that the man-made activities or the human interactions, both positive and negative, it affects all the spheres of life. Means it affects the atmosphere, it causes impact on hydrosphere and also on the lithosphere. Now you have to give me examples of some of the interactions or some of the effects of man-made activities on the atmosphere, on the hydrosphere and on the lithosphere. Okay, Nirja has commented ozone depletion affects the atmosphere. Yes, this is one example that we discussed last day, if you remember. So ozone depletion was one of the examples that we have discussed last day. Can you give me also some other examples in which the atmosphere is affected by some of the anthropogenic activities? There can be many. If you remember, we discussed about the global warming, we discussed about the greenhouse gas effect. So all these, we can take a very contemporary example also, like how cities are affected due to the anthropogenic activities, how the air is being polluted in the cities, especially the cities like the Delhi, NCR and other metropolitan cities. So that's why these negative impacts. So these negative impacts, that is how it affects the atmosphere. Okay, now some other examples. Yeah, Nirja has commented water pollution in the hydrosphere. Very good example. Even eutrophication we can say. Yes, ocean acidification is very good example. Yesterday only we discussed about ocean acidification, or day before yesterday I think. Then soil erosion, floods, etc. in the lithosphere. Very good. Yes. And acid rain, it affects both hydrosphere and also the biosphere. Okay, so yeah. Acid rain, how it affects the hydrosphere and lithosphere. We have seen the example of Taj Mahal, how it affects the has affected the Taj Mahal. So it is not just the water resources but also the land, it can be affected. Yes, these are all very good examples. So I'm very happy that you are following my classes. Yeah, Neetu has commented the same. It affects the lithosphere also. So yes, very good example. Okay, so I'm very glad that you are all following my classes well. Okay. Okay. Now I think we will move forward. I hope this is clear for you. If you have any doubts till now, please do drop it in the comment box. Clear. Okay. So I hope it's clear for everyone. And you know, I'm very happy because even though the number of students who are attending the classes are less here, I'm very glad that you are following my classes. You are responding to the questions that I ask you, and also I guess you are getting whatever I'm teaching you in the class. Okay. Now, let's quickly see what is anthropogenic activity. I have already given you an idea about what is anthropogenic activity. So basically, let's understand it in some technical sense. What is anthropogenic activity? Okay, Neetu is asking me noise pollution on which sphere? It's on lithosphere, because noise pollution basically it affects human beings, and human beings we live here in the earth, so it affects basically the lithosphere. Yes, soil pollution can be both hydro and litho. Why? Because the soil pollution, especially the pollution and leaching of soil from the agricultural land, which will carry the pollutants. Like for example, some pesticides are used in agricultural fields. Again, some insecticides are used. So all these pollutants, or we can rather say all the chemical fertilizers and pesticides used in the agricultural field, it can go into the ocean resources through soil pollution, through the way of leaching. Again, some of the industrial waste, some garbages, etc. So water can act as an agent, and this will also finally reach the ocean resources. It can even be carried away by other agents like wind, etc. Even soil erosion, we can say. Soil erosion, all these are factors. Now, I think we'll continue. Okay, let's see what is anthropogenic activity. We have already seen what is an anthropogenic activity. You know, it is man-made activities or human activities. So, any activity of human beings is called anthropogenic activity. Now, we need to see how this term is technically defined. Activities which causes changes to the biophysical environment, ecosystem, biodiversity and natural resources. It can be both positive and negative. Okay, positive and negative. So those activities which causes changes to biophysical environment and ecosystem, biodiversity and natural resources. So this is called anthropogenic activity. Now this technical term is given by Alexei Pavlov. It's not very important for you. Desertification and deforestation, it's on litho. But to an extent, it causes some impacts on the rainfall pattern and all that. So it has some indirect impact on the other spheres as well, but majorly on the lithosphere, because desertification and deforestation, it has a direct impact on the earth. Okay. So technically it is anthropogenic activity. Technically it is defined as any activity which causes changes to biophysical environments and ecosystem, biodiversity and natural resources. So this is anthropogenic activity, and don't think that it is just the negative activities. It is both positive and negative activities that affects the environment. This is anthropogenic activity. Just gave you the technical definition because I have seen a few questions in the previous years. They will give you the definition and they will ask you the term which has been described in the sentence. So these type of questions are also seen. So if such a question comes, you have to answer. That's why I have given this. Nirja is asking me if litho and biosphere are both given in options. Then biosphere is the right answer, because biosphere is where the life happens. So biosphere is where we all live. So for desertification and deforestation, if lithosphere and biosphere are given as options, go for biosphere. In any case, if biosphere is given, go for it, because basically any of the anthropogenic activity, any of the negative impact, it affects life. So we cannot say that it affects land. We cannot say it affects ocean. So in the ocean also, what is being affected? The life in ocean. In land, the life on the land, like human beings, animals, plants. So basically it's life which is being affected. It can be the life of marine organisms. It can be the life of human beings, wild animals or plants, etc. So whenever the option biosphere is given, you go for it. Okay. Okay. So I think this much is clear for you. Let's move forward. Okay. So here I will just tell you how we will approach this topic. In this subtopic, we need to study about the anthropogenic activities and how the environment is affected and how the human beings are affected. Now, so here from now onwards, this is how we will be approaching this topic. First, we will see what is the problem created by anthropogenic activity. Like for example, water pollution. This is a problem caused by anthropogenic activity. Then I will not be using this cause again. I will just use C. So C means the causes. What are the causes or factors responsible for this problem created by the anthropogenic activity? In our example, it is water pollution. So here we will be discussing what are the factors responsible or what are the causes of water pollution. Then we will see what is the impact on environment. So water pollution, what impact does water pollution have on environment? Then we will see what is the impact on human beings. So I was just giving you an example, but this is how we will be approaching this topic. We will take up each problem. That's why I said yesterday we will be taking up each problem in detail. So yesterday I did not discuss about all these. So we will take each problem separately. We will see the cause, impact on environment and impact on human beings. So let's move forward. Let's see First one, the first problem created by anthropogenic activity. I mean, first in the sense that, like in our lecture, the first problem that we are discussing, not that this is the most important problem. Okay, so the first one that we will be discussing is overexploitation of resources. So overexploitation of resources is the first problem. Here the cause. What are the causes of overexploitation of resources? The first one is population explosion. Population explosion means increase in density of the population or increase in the number of population. So quantitative increase. This refers to increase in the quantity. So this is quantitative. Population explosion means increase in quantity. Now, unsustainable use. Now you have to tell me what is unsustainable use, because we discussed about what is sustainable development. We discussed about the concept of sustainability. Now you have to tell me what is unsustainable use. What does it mean? Not bearable, okay. Not bearable to an extent. But what is the real meaning of unsustainability? What is sustainable development? I have repeated this term again and again in the class. What is sustainability? And the exact opposite of it is unsustainable. Unbearable is correct, Yuvraj, but there is one exact word that we need to use for this. Not bearable, beyond the capacity of the environment. That is true. Correct, Neetu. Neetu has come up with the right answer. Resources are used without considering future generation. This is unsustainable use because we are overexploiting the resources. So when does overexploitation happen? We are greedy about the resources of the environment and we are not keeping the resources for the next generation. This is called unsustainable use. We are not considerate about the future generation. We does not consider the needs of the future generation. We are just trying to satisfy our greed. We can say greed because it's not need. If you remember, Mahatma Gandhi has made this quotation also, that there are enough resources in this world to meet the need of the people but not the greed. Okay. Yeah, Sri Lakshmi has also commented, not thinking about future generation. Hi Sri Lakshmi. I think Sri Lakshmi is new to our class. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember her attending the class. If you have attended earlier, I'm sorry. So, hi, anyway, welcome Sri Lakshmi. Now, okay, use of non-renewable resources. We have also seen what are non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources which cannot be renewed or which cannot be replenished in a very short period of time. It will take a long period to regenerate them. Example is fossil fuel. So non-renewable resources, if they are used in abundance, what will happen? We will go short of the non-renewable resources. Example is fossil fuel. But instead, if we are using renewable resources, they will replenish easy or replenish fast, so that we can use it again and again. But in case of non-renewable resources, once it's over, it will take a very long period to regenerate it. Okay, I hope you got it. Now, let's see what is the impact on the environment. So, over-exploitation of resources, it has an impact on environment, and this can lead to degradation of the environment and loss of the ecosystem. So this is the impact on environment. Now what is the impact on human beings? This will eventually lead to the scarcity of resources. So for human beings, especially for the upcoming generation, this will leave lesser resources or no resources for the upcoming generation. So this is the impact. Okay, over exploitation of resources will lead to degradation and loss for the environment, and for the human beings it will lead to scarcity of resources in the near future itself. So I hope you got it. Very simple. All these you can understand by your own also, but just explaining to give you more clarity. Next one is deforestation. We have discussed what is deforestation, then we discussed about the basic terms. Now tell me, what is deforestation? Also tell me what is the difference between deforestation and desertification. Okay, two things, two questions for you. One is, what is deforestation? Second one is, what is the difference between deforestation and desertification? Neetu, Nirja, Yuvraj, Sri Lakshmi, tell me the answers. Harsha, Lipika. Lipika is not commenting at all now. Vikrant, tell me the answers. What is deforestation? How it is different from desertification? Okay, Neetu has commented cutting of trees is deforestation. Yuvraj has also commented eradicating forest. Yes, this is deforestation. Cutting down of the trees. Now, how it is different from that of desertification? Neetu has commented that desertification leads to desert-like conditions. Yes. And Nirja has commented deforestation is cutting forest and desertification is cutting trees to extent that no more trees left and it's like desert kind of situation. Correct. Lipika has commented that cutting the trees by human beings is deforestation. Correct. Sri Lakshmi again, cutting the trees is deforestation, and Vikrant has commented don't know. Okay, so for Vikrant and some others who doesn't know the concept, we will just quickly go through the concept. Okay. Now, deforestation simply means that you are cutting down the trees, or eradication of forest, as the Yuvraj, yes, Yuvraj has commented eradication of forest. Neetu and others have Lipika, Sri Lakshmi, and then Nirja, all of you have commented that deforestation is cutting down the trees. Okay, so deforestation is only concerned with the vegetation of a particular area, especially the forest. So deforestation refers to cutting down the trees, especially from the forest. So it is concerned only with vegetation. But desertification, it is a even larger issue. Why? Because desertification means I'm not able to write properly, especially when I'm using this pen for writing. I'm not at all able to write. I have ordered for my pen, but I'm not sure when will this come. Because all the online deliveries are stopped in my place, at least. I don't know about the other places, but right now I live in a containment zone. So my house is currently, my place is in a containment zone. So I don't know when will I receive it, but still we will try. Let's see if there is any option, I'll buy it. Okay. Now, okay, desertification, it's a even broader concept, or we can say it's a even severe problem, or a even more serious problem. So desertification basically means that creation of desert-like conditions in a particular place. Now, desert-like conditions, they are not just concerned with the vegetation. So in deforestation, we have seen that it is only concerned with vegetation, cutting down of trees, the vegetation of a place is lost. This is deforestation. But desertification means there can be water loss, vegetation, wildlife, so a complete alteration of the ecosystem. Desertification means a complete, or we can say a very huge alteration to the ecosystem. It can be desert-like conditions. Just imagine a desert. Bring in a desert in your mind. Is it just that there are no trees, but climate is different in a desert? The temperature is very high. The rainfall that received in a desert is very less. The water resources in a desert is very limited. Then the wildlife have peculiar characteristics like the camels. The vegetation, it's very, very less. We can only see some thorny bushes and some shrubs, and even that have some peculiar features like waxy coating, like that we have discussed in case of cactus. So these are all desert-like conditions. Deforestation simply means that cutting down the vegetation or cutting the trees in a particular place, especially of a forest. But desertification is an even more severe problem. Now, Vikrant, are you clear with this concept? If not, please do let me know in the comments. Yuvraj is commenting that loss of water, not able to grow vegetation. Yes, desertification means the water level will be very less, so that it will not support any kind of vegetation or very limited vegetation. Lipika has commented that desertification made by natural phenomena. It can be either natural or man-made also. The natural deserts that we see, they are because of natural reasons. Desert, it's a natural phenomena. But I will give you a very good example. I think some people from Tamil Nadu is attending the class. They have already commented. I'm not sure who is attending, but somebody from Tamil Nadu is attending the classes. Can you give me some example? Because I'm bringing this example because this is one place I know personally. Okay, my place is like, I belong to the state of Kerala, but I lived in Chennai for a while. I also went to many places in Tamil Nadu like Tirunelveli, Coimbatore and all. So I know some of the places in Tamil Nadu. So in some places we will see that, okay, I will give a very typical example from my experience. Okay, so I live in Trivandrum. This is the place where I belong in Kerala. Now Trivandrum is a neighboring district of Tamil Nadu. So maybe I live in the city limits, but maybe like 40 to 50 kilometers if we travel towards Tamil Nadu, we reach Nagarkovil, then Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli, it goes like that. So what I have experienced is, when I travel from Trivandrum towards Tamil Nadu, after traveling some distance, maybe 20-30 kilometers, we will feel that we have moved into an entirely different place. The temperature is much higher than compared to Trivandrum. Then again, the atmosphere, the moisture level is very low. Then it's all where dry conditions. The plants also, it's like typical some other kind of vegetation we will see. Then we will also see very dry places there. So this is what happens. All that sometimes it can be due to man-made activities also. Like for example, due to high industrial activities. Let's take some of the industrialized places in our country. So earlier there might have been large vegetation growing there, but for developmental purposes, for industrialization, they might have cut down the trees. So deforestation. And gradually this has resulted into desertification. Why? Because deforestation is one reason for desertification. Why? Because there is no vegetation growth. Therefore, the rainfall patterns will be different. The temperature will vary. The temperature will increase. Therefore, what will happen over a long period of time, desert-like conditions will happen. Okay, Yuvraj has commented, I'm from Tamil Nadu. So which place of Tamil Nadu do you belong, Yuvraj? I think you told me Trichy, if I remember. Yes, Vikrant, I'm from Kerala. I'm from Trivandrum. So yeah. We eradicated forests in Tamil Nadu for cultivation of crops. Yes, it can be for agricultural activities, for industrial activities, for developmental activities, infrastructure. Sometimes for building roads also we cut the trees. So what happens is, it can eventually lead to desert-like conditions. Okay. Now, yeah, let's come to deforestation. So let's see what are the causes of deforestation, the major reasons behind deforestation. First one again is population explosion. Population explosion means high density of population or growth of population in quantitative terms. Okay, growth of population in quantitative terms. Now, due to population explosion, what will happen? The demand will increase. Demand for housing will increase. Demand for more roads, more school, more infrastructure. So, demand will increase. As the population increases, their demand will also increase. Maybe more food is required. So, more land has to be converted into cultivable land. Then forest has to be converted into cultivable land. Then the industries will increase because of the demand for jobs. Then again, services sector will also increase. The number of roads, railways, transportation, schools, healthcare facilities, everything will increase. So this will lead to deforestation or cutting of the forest to undertake developmental activities. Another one is shifting cultivation, or what we call as slash and burn cultivation or jhum cultivation, etc. So shifting cultivation means once a piece of land is used for cultivation, then after one cropping season, this is put to fire and then they will move to some other location. So what will happen? This land loses its fertility. Then another land again done the same thing, then like that shifting cultivation happens. So that is also another reason. Urbanization means, again as we discussed, urban factors like increase in services, industries, etc. again lead to deforestation. Okay. Then impact on environment. So the impact of deforestation on environment, one is habitat loss. Habitat loss for many of the animals or many of the life in this earth. That is why we have this man-animal conflict and all. So habitat loss fragmentation, loss of biodiversity. Biodiversity means the variety of life. Then soil erosion, desertification. Yes, that's why we said deforestation is one reason or one factor responsible for desertification. Okay. Then let's also see what are the impact on human beings. So how does desertification affects the human beings? It can be in the form of man-animal conflict. It can be in the form of carbon sequestration and global warming. Now, man-animal conflict, we have seen many examples in the previous classes. Recently also there was an incident in Telangana where certain wild animals have encroached the land in the urban places. Then another very good example, Telangana is a very typical example of some urban pockets being encroached by wild animals. But there was recently, I think it was 1 month back, there was one incident in Kerala. It was in a place called Pathanamthitta. But it was like, it was not an urban pocket, but it was very close to the forest area where some tigers have attacked the human beings. So this is there. Neetu is asking me fragmentation. Okay, I'll come to it. Okay, so man-animal conflict, certain examples, and this is one of the burning topics today because there are many increasing incidents of man-animal conflict. Now I'll come to fragmentation because Neetu has asked me that. Hi Bhavani. Okay, Yuvraj, you are from Coimbatore. I have been to Coimbatore many times, especially when I travel to Chennai. Many of my friends studied in Coimbatore, so I have been there many times. Okay, and also when we travel to Chennai, we pass through Coimbatore. Okay, now I'll discuss about fragmentation. Now I'll explain what is fragmentation. Okay, let's suppose that this is a particular forest. Now let's see, for example, one particular area of the forest is cleared for some developmental activities. Now again, another important another area inside the forest is cleared for building some roads or some infrastructure. Then some other area of the forest again cleared. So fragmentation means that this entire area was a forest, but now we cannot say that this entire area is a forest. There are various fragments created. So this will impact the overall climate or the climatic conditions in a particular area. So these pieces of land which were used for developmental activities, infrastructural activities, etc., they must have undergone deforestation, or they must be cleared. So this leads to fragmentation of the forest. So fragmentation of the forest will have huge impact on the wildlife, on the climatic pattern, on the vegetation, etc. Okay. Now, what is carbon sequestration? So carbon sequestration means that large marine resources like the oceans. So what is done is, okay, basically, yeah, some large ocean or some marine resources, etc. So carbon is deposited, or we can say carbon is being put into these large oceans. Why? Because we know that if there is excess emission of carbon, then this will lead to global warming. Why? Because carbon is a greenhouse gas. So carbon being a greenhouse gas, when it is emitted in large quantities, this will lead to global warming. So global warming is nothing but an increase in the average temperature. So this is global warming. So basically carbon sequestration, it refers to the process of storing of carbon, or the carbon can be converted into some other forms also. So carbon or different forms of carbon, it is stored especially inside or beneath the marine ecosystem, or marine accumulation of carbon or various forms of carbon in order to mitigate the effects of global warming. This is carbon sequestration, very important concept. So just understand that because of over emission of carbon, what is being done is the carbon deposits, or the carbon in its various forms, it's deposited beneath the ocean or marine resources. So this is called carbon sequestration. Okay. Global warming, you know what it is. So next we have a lot more topics to go. Agriculture, then we have technological advancement, exotic species, industrialization, mining, transport sector, etc. So these are the topics. I think we will take up the other ones, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. So these 6 topics, I think we will take it up tomorrow. So I'll wind up the class for now. If you have any doubts, please raise the doubts in the comment section now. Okay. So let me know if you have any clarifications needed. Otherwise, we'll meet again tomorrow, the same time, 7 o'clock. Anything else? If it's clear also, let me know. Lipika has asked me to repeat fragmentation. So fragmentation means a large piece of forest land or a forest, but various parts of these forests are used for developmental activities or for any development or infrastructure, etc. So what will happen? The entire forest. So this forest will be divided into many parts. It will lead to fragmentation of the forest ecosystem. That is it. Yuvraj is telling me in UGC, tougher questions will be asked for science and easy for arts. Yes. So carbon sequestration means that carbon in its various forms, it can be CO2, other forms of carbon compounds. So we know that carbon is a greenhouse gas, especially carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. So what happens is, due to over emission of carbon dioxide or carbon in its various forms, this will lead to global warming because this is a greenhouse gas. So to mitigate the effects of global warming due to over emission of carbon, what happens? These carbon is stored, and then all these carbon is stored, and then this is deposited beneath the surface of the ocean or marine resources. So this is called sequestration. Okay, I hope that is clear for you. So today we will wind up the class, and yeah. So let's meet again tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.